Okay, all right. We got our recording for YouTube going, so let's go ahead and actually start the show.
All right.
Let's do this. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to Bronyville. This is Bronyville episode number 108 for June 1st, 2013. I am your host, Cider. Hello. How are all of you out there? Oh, wow. We got everyone jumping in. Hello, Sandy.
How's it going?
I'm doing fine. How's your ISK?
I have lots of it.
You have many ISK.
Lots of ISK.
I'm sorry to tell all of our fans that we both are now Evers.
Yep. And we both have to blame DJ Shamrock from Celestia Radio for it, too.
And the Giant Bomb guy.
And the Giant Bomb guys.
Yeah. You started before that. Yeah, but, well.
But Shamrock got all the benefits of us upping.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to talk about Eve all episode. No, who's our guest this week, Sandy, by the way?
Our guest this week is Dusty Sculptures from DeviantArt. Do you have a name that you go
by? I just go by Dusty. Yeah,
okay.
That works.
Not to be confused with the other Dusty, but this Dusty.
Yeah, this Dusty. A little different.
Dusty, not Dusty Cat.
Yeah.
Which is also a pony, yes. Wait a minute.
You're Dusty Pony, not Dusty Cat. Come on.
Yes.
Even though Dusty Cat is a pony.
Man, this has been confusing.
How confusing?
I know. Wow. It just happened to be that way.
Has anybody ever approached you like that? I mean, not to prolong the "you are not another person" talk, but has somebody has come to you and be like, "Oh, you're Dusty"?
No, I don't believe so. Though on one occasion, someone noted that I do have a mustache and thought of Dusty Cat.
Oh.
I was like, oh, well, that's nice. He was an awesome guy, though.
That's good.
He's a pretty cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
And
all right, so as we're starting the show, we do have to ask you two very important questions. Who's your favorite character on the show and your favorite episode?
Oh, well, my fans know that my favorite pony is Fluttershy. No doubt. Just Fluttershy. And my favorite episode, I would have to go a little old school on this one and say Party of One. Because
I'm not with that.
That is the one episode that I watched from the first season that I officially said, I love this show. I'd watched the entire first season. I thought, oh, that was pretty cool. But then when I watched that one, Pinkie Pie just going, I laughed my butt off.
And so that's a nostalgic choice of if you had to choose one from like or tell you what, I'll task you with a hard one. What's your favorite episode of season 3?
Season 3, ooh, it would probably be Bab's Seed.
Okay.
Yeah. Or Bad Seed. Actually,
yeah.
Yes, I love the song in that, and I thought it was just so much fun how they introduced that new character.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that works very well. All right, well, good to have you on. We are definitely going to talk to you just a moment after these sponsors about sculpting ponies and where everyone can find your stuff and the exact process of how you do that.
All right.
But till then, Sandy, we've got some sponsors we need to talk about.
Yes, indeed. First sponsor is the guys over at We Love Fine. Fine purveyors of fandom shirts, whose website doesn't want to load at the moment. They have included, as of late, several Adventure Time and Bravest Warriors, including a cute little cat bug shirt. They have their My Little Pony Hug Me backpacks in stock once again. And their photo of the moment is a dude dressed up as Vinyl Scratch wearing a Vinyl Scratch shirt. So that's kind of cool. Also, they're doing their Ponies versus Villains with guest judge Jim Miller. So you can go and rate the designs for the Ponies and Villains shirt designs. There are a lot of really good ones in there. And so if you want to get yourself some Bug Ponies or Trixie shirts or whatever else, yeah, vote for the winner.
Let's see. There's some pretty good ones in here. Oh, I enjoyed this Team Iron Will. You apologize, I penalize. That's like
That one was a good one.
That's pretty good. A classic Slayer Discord shirt seems pretty cool. Someone did kind of in a similar vein of the Art Nouveau. There's a Chrysalis one that's. I have to say, most of these are a much higher quality than I've seen in the past. At least just starting up.
Yeah, they certainly stepped it up, which is good. Oh, I'm signing in with the wrong email address. I was like,
that's actually pretty cool. Somebody made has a Queen Chrysalis as Poison Ivy that looks pretty cool.
That's nice.
Nice.
So people have really stepped up the game in the last little bit. There's one that's Trixie as Catwoman.
I know, I just got that one.
She has a whip.
That one is really cool.
So that sounds really cool. Check that out. And
I'm putting. I just put it in the that one in the chat. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
And the comment on there is the great and powerful Trixie is a morally ambiguous villain. The great and powerful Trixie is also glad she's not wearing the 2004 Catwoman suit.
As we all are.
Oh, Halle Berry, how far you fell. So you can use our coupon code Bronyville10 to get 10% off your purchase. And that'll help cut off some of the shipping. Because shipping is fun, but paying for it kind of sucks.
Absolutely. And what about SandyCon?
All right, SandyCon is obviously one of the sponsors because SandyCon. Nightmare Nights Dallas. It's not actually SandyCon. We are, as always, open for registration. Our room block is open. We are also taking suggestions for panels that you would like to run. If you would like to submit a panel of your own, do so on our events page, and we will take a look. Other than that, I do have a fun little anecdote to share.
Oh.
So Bob is out this weekend at ACon, which is an extremely large anime convention here in Dallas, and he's out distributing flyers. And Kathy Wiselook's out there this weekend. She's the voice of Spike. And she was signing some stuff for free. She's signing stuff for free, autographs for free, hugs and photos for free. Really cool. But she's only signing 2 things. So Bob ran into the program director from Faust Equestria, had like 4 things. And he offers to take 2 of his items and stand behind him and get them signed as well. And when he finally gets up to Kathy, he smiles and greets her, and he has a flyer in his hand. She goes, "You must be Bob."
Legendary.
She's like, "You're rather talked about in our office," and he's like, "I hope in a good way." And she's like, "Oh yeah." It's like they were really excited about you guys before, but when the bouquet arrived, you got really popular. And I was like, "Oh yeah."
So send flowers, get responses.
Yeah. Well, that was after when the Equestria Girls thing was getting kind of grumpy. We were like, "Yeah, we'll send them a little bouquet to make them feel better," and they were quite happy to receive it. So there's that. That's our fun little anecdote for the day, and we're working hard to make an awesome event.
Get beard, acquire friendships.
Yeah, I know. I'm growing my beard out to match his. It'll take me a while, but.
Everyone,
and I can only be half as strong as the Cider of Lebanon because I don't have any,
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Yes, Nightmare Nights Dallas. Go check that out. It's a place that you can go for a con.
Nightmare Nights, nightmarenights.net. November 8th to 10th, Dallas, Texas. Check us out.
A reason to go to Texas.
Yes. I should actually see getting her on the show and ask how she enjoyed Texas.
Definitely.
So we're going to move on to our topic time for the week. We have with us today Dusty from Dusty Sculptures.
Howdy.
And he is a very skilled individual when it comes to making cute little molded ponies, I would say.
Thank you very much.
I have dropped.
They're actually not molded. They are hand sculpted.
They're hand sculpted. All right. So I have dropped the link in the stream if you guys want to look. The link is also in the show notes.
Yeah, you can see it right. And if you're looking at the video, why, it's right there. I'm pointing.
Yes, you are indeed AC.
I'm helping.
Oh, howdy, Featherprop. Glad to see you made it here in one piece after Oklahoma. So, first of all, I just got to ask, what got you started in doing this sculpting?
What started sculpting in specific, or just sculpting ponies?
Well, just kind of starting it in general, sculpting, because obviously you've probably done things that are not pony and started elsewhere, but found that ponies is obviously very popular.
Well, back in college, I had taken an art minor and was just kind of doing drawing and had wanted to do sculpting for a really long time. So I went. I knew back at home I had some Sculpey clay, and kind of just said, "Oh, my friends really like Pokemon," and so I just kind of made little Pokemon, little trinkets of their own favorite Pokemon, and just gave it to them for fun. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, that was years ago, and then soon after I finished college, I had my friends and I. One of my friends really hated bronies. He was a 4chan goer at the time, and
man,
that 4chan.
Yeah, that 4chan. And he had made a very vile disdain for ponies and made it very clear in our chats. So after we graduated, he had a little bit of a graduation party at his house, and I didn't really have any money to give him anything. So I thought, well, why not just troll him a little bit and make a pony sculpture of Twilight Sparkle to give to him for his graduation party.
Oh boy.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. And so so what I did is I went online, I looked up pictures of all the toys, and at the time I really hated their designs. I didn't like them very much, and I thought they didn't really look like anything like the show. And so I said, okay, you know what? I'll just make one myself, and I did it. I gave it to him, and we had a really good laugh. Well, shortly thereafter, I thought, hey, I can probably keep doing this. I have way more ideas going into it than I initially thought I was going to do, and I just kept going at it. And
so the poison took hold.
Pony tentacles wrapped around you.
I didn't know.
Well, funny thing, and I haven't admitted to him this, but he had sent me one of the links to one of the things he had hated, and it was a link to Equestria Daily.
Oh man, those guys.
The gateway.
Oh, those guys so bad. And I looked at it, I'm like, wow, this community is really cool. Why don't I just get in on this? And I just never stopped.
And he regretted it to this day.
Oh.
No.
Exactly.
So, we've seen your stuff before. You end up in the artists and crafts and whatnot a lot. Mm-hmm. But have you also really turned it into a lot of commission work? Because obviously, I linked earlier your Spitfire commission, right, which was really, really amazing. Mm-hmm. And it's like, has this turned into a good side hobby for you in terms of making money?
Well, in terms of making money, a little bit, but in terms of side hobby, I absolutely love it. Yeah. I enjoyed working with it. I enjoy especially working with people to kind of figure out what they like, and just kind of doing what they say they want. But most of the money I do make from commissions, actually, I don't really make that much of a profit off of. It actually goes back into getting more sculpting materials and getting more tools and stuff.
Mm. But you're doing it for a hobby, so you're not really looking to make a ton of money. But you certainly have some very high quality stuff, and even in the short period of time you've been doing it, so I was looking at your your gallery, and you started back in 2011 when you first posted things,
Mm-hmm.
and you've obviously progressed quite a bit since then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But one thing I did notice is, and part of the reasons why we brought you on the show today, is you don't have a lot of followers. And so it's like, let's fix that.
Okay, I'm going to help you a whole bunch by making Starry squee. Starry, turn around and look at this Fluttershy he's made. Just take it. This is the juice box Fluttershy.
Oh, it's so cute. Oh my God, Rainbow Dash Cloud.
I know,
Right? It is super adorable.
Derpy Pin Top. I do like the. I mean, there's so many different varieties here because you've got like I'm blanking on the names, but the little circular, whatever the like the super cute, budgie like just circular
the chubby
ponies.
Kind of
the chubby ponies.
Yeah, I didn't think I would be ever making those, but yeah, someone asked, and I said, "All right, yeah, sure, I'll do it." I believe that one's based on the one by JJ that he had drawn once with the muffin crown on top.
Yep. And you've done, a Shadow Bolt Dash and Twilight Reclining and a really, really nice looking Sorceress Trixie. We're just going to be linking all your stuff into the chat.
Now,
that's fine.
I see one here, and this is really I'm almost having to like just to guess if I'm looking at this right, but you have a sea pony one, and they're all in grayscale.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they are.
I don't even know, like my brain isn't really processing it right because it's expecting this just to be a Photoshop filter.
Well, I did have one picture that I put in the center that was in grayscale just to compare it to the comic which it was based on, which is the Moonstuck.
Right. So
by Ego Filiac.
And it's just I'm going to link this one just because the way it's grayscaled is so like kind of perfect. Matter of fact, if you look at the real life version to the grayscale version, they're identical. So that's that's pretty remarkable.
So they're Moonstuck ponies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've obviously been drawing from a lot of different inspirations. I mean, besides from the sculpting, what else do you do in the community? Have you attended any conventions, hold any cons?
Oh yeah. Back way back almost a year ago, I had attended BronyCon 2012. And that was a fantastic experience. I can tell you that much. I had thought, it was the very first con I had ever tabled for, and I had never really didn't have any concept of how well I would do. So I kind of just brought a couple of my figures that I had made, and I sold out within the first hour of the doors opening.
Well, that's certainly very effective.
Yeah, it was. I basically sat there for like the day and just said, "Oh, well, I paid for this table. I might as well just chill here for the rest of the con."
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that when you go to a con and run out of your merch, it's one of those, well, I made all the money I planned to make, but this table's going to be empty.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, it allowed me the opportunity to actually go around and see some of the other amazing artists. I believe, I didn't actually get to meet him, but I actually tried to find Stalker Lou, the Aphex Angel, that guy. He's cool. And I met a couple of other people like Pixel Kitties and such, and MT10. They were really cool guys. So
that's really cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we'll actually have Aphex and Pixel down at Nightmare Nights in Dallas this November if you're interested.
Are we going to have Aphex try and troll our show again?
Oh, who knows?
There's a classic thing that happened a while back with us and Aphex where he came on to one of our live streams and just completely derailed it. One of the few people I've ever actually had where I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I'm really wow. But you know, it was just silly and whatever.
It's like, I can't into this. This doesn't make any sense.
I don't even know what
Of course, it was funny because afterwards he was so happy that he derailed us, and M was like, "Yeah, but then I edited everything out with you." That Russell was Jimmy's. All right, well, cool. Well, you've got tons of stuff inside of here. I looked at your front page, and of course, you can find this is dustysculptures.deviantart.com. I'm looking at the front page that we had that's here, and of course, commissions are no-go for right now. It looks like you do some trades and friend requests. Or requests from friends. But for right now, that's how it is. I'm just saying that, when commissions are opened, I could imagine maybe 2 Earth Ponies, 1 red, 1 yellow, having just doing this big, jump in the air, bro hoof. Would be a pretty cool idea. I don't know.
I do have an idea of how that would look.
Yeah, that seems pretty cool. That might be something that could be put on a commission list at some point once it opens if you wanted to contact certain people when that happens.
Well, are you going to be at BronyCon this year?
We are not going to be attending, unfortunately.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because I'm out of the way.
True.
So.
All right, well... I can definitely see something going on there.
Yep, I mean, as I said, I'm planting the bad seed in everyone's head early. So,
yes.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more.
Is there anything else that you wanted to bring up, Dusty? Or tell you what, let me ask one more little question here, just to make it reflect. You're part of the Pony Sculptures group that's out there. You get posted there a lot.
Yes.
Give me another sculptor or two whose work you really like.
Oh my gosh, there's so many of them. Well, I mean, being what we are, we're kind of we like to have our own small little niche, so we're all really close to each other. And in fact, we actually have a Skype group where we actually bring people in and actually tutor them. So if they have any questions and such. But of the people in the group, I can't. That's so hard to decide.
I know I'm making you pick friends. I'm such a meanie.
I guess I would have to pick. One of them would have to be Frozen Pyro. You may know him from his excellent Royal Guard sculpture that he did a while back. But he's done the steampunk Octavia sculpture, and recently a Nightmare Rarity sculpture that looks amazing. He was actually an early inspiration for me when first entering in, and it just so happened that we happened to come in at roughly around the same time. He came in, I think, about a month or so before I did, and he's a cool guy to talk with and everything. And the second one, I guess, would have to be a Mad Pony scientist who came in. We actually came in at exactly the same time, and he actually just recently retired from pony sculpting about a month ago. So it's kind of sad to see him leave, but he was also an amazing friend whom I actually absolutely enjoyed talking with.
That's really cool.
And I just posted a pic of Frozen an image down towards the bottom of that thread of Frozen Pyro's Octavia for those that are interested.
It's amazing.
Go check that out. Okay, well, that's cool. And as I said, you could have gotten away really easily by copping out and simply going, anyone in the sculpting group on DeviantArt. They're all my friends. But I'm glad that you gave us actual specifics. That's good.
Thanks.
They're all my best friends.
Huh.
Yes,
all right.
Yes, Sandy?
I was gonna say I just found something else to add to the news.
Goody! We've got a ton of news this week. Actually,
I know,
we've got
right?
tons upon tons of news.
There is a lot.
Because Faust.
Oh man.
Oh.
Because the Faust. All right. Well, let's go ahead and dive into this. Unless Dusty has any other things that he would like to bring up.
Not really. Anyone who's going into sculpting, I do get this question a lot. Whoever wants to get into sculpting, my advice is pick a material that you really enjoy and then just work with it a lot. That's all there really is to it. I had, when going in there, I didn't really have any idea that I would be doing this for this long, and look where I ended up. So there you go.
Okay, excellent. All right, and again, if you want to go ahead and check out Dusty's stuff, that is over at dustysculptures.deviantart.com. Go check it out if you like the stuff. Keep an eye out for any commission stuff if you really like it. And as it sounds like, he will be at BronyCon.
Yep, I will be at BronyCon 2013.
Excellent. All right, well, let's go ahead and move this up. Let's move this forward because we've got so much news this week. Somehow between last week, you did do news last week, right, Sandy?
Oh, yes, I did.
And then all this new news showed up.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's been a lively week. And so we're just going to go right into it.
Definitely. So let's do the usual. Fandom fire status is important as always. What is the fire status, Sandy?
I'm going to probably put it Yellowstone fire, I guess. And it's all Flankert. All of it. So, first off, Equestria Girls dolls, they exist. Oh, God.
And then they're hideous.
They really are.
Except a note, the ones that are listed are prototypes.
Yes, this is, of course, what we've been told. But a Russian site popped up on Have with these as sort of a pre-order, and everyone goes, "Oh my God, these are awful." And then we move on.
Let's linger on that just for a moment. You can take a look at them. They are Bratz dolls. They are at least in this prototype phase, for those who don't see it, they are the super mega skinny, weird faced, like they're Bratz dolls. That's the only way I can really equate to.
They're Bratz dolls with ears.
Yes.
Yeah. Like early Bratz dolls. So everyone kind of, and I think justifiably, goes, "Wow, those look awful." And then sort of a chain reaction of stuff occurred where, Lauren Faust shows up on /MLP, the dreaded scary 4chan. She shows up to talk about these because she, when she posted about them and just like ... and she posted the image, and then she posted like a series of angry frowny faces, and then she posted an image of Hulk Faust that someone had given her. So it was this really silly progression of images that basically she was like super mad because she's probably not happy with the Equestria Girl look.
Right.
And that's fine.
And granted, let's make the note that those original ones were posted on Twitter.
Yes,
they were not originally posted on MLP, but were instead just on her Twitter account.
Yep.
So
so she shows up, and she went and answered a bunch of questions from the Anons on MLP.
Yeah. And
in between the usual hate and crap that's thrown her way, there was lots of people flipping out, going, "Oh my God, Faust, we love you." I was there and said the same, and it was all a very exciting time for certain. It got a sticky, and there was music, and Moot showed up.
It got a sticky from Moot, which pretty much everybody on MLP thought it was the best day ever. Because they were like, "Moot showed up, and Lauren's here, and we've never been happier. We exist for a reason, guys."
Yes. So she went and answered a bunch of questions on the board, which were then compiled because the sticky itself is several thousand posts long, and would be rather impossible to find the questions she actually answered. Though the sticky is still up. Let's see. I wish it would show me the number of posts, but there's a lot.
Well, and there's a link to Equestria Daily, which does have a listing of them. She covers stuff all over the space, both pony and non-pony. I enjoy that the bottom one's one I enjoy, of how was working on Cats Don't Dance. Amazing. I was 21, non-jaded, and in love with my first job, which then immediately went, she's pretty jaded.
I don't really blame her.
Really?
But like, Lauren, what's your biggest influence on Rarity, aka Best Pony? Audrey Hepburn. Yeah. She apparently had a hand in writing Luna Eclipsed and Hearthwarming Eve. So that's one of those, oh yeah, really good episodes, and Lauren touched them. Lauren touched the Luna episode. It makes Luna even better.
Well, I mean,
everybody spasm.
Luna Eclipsed is still my favorite, so I hold to that is, that is for a good reason.
But yeah, it was very exciting. It was fun to watch. MLP did a thank you card, which, as it is from 4chan, there are some not safe for work bits in it, because
4chan.
Because 4chan, it's a 5,000 by 5,000 image, and there's all the "you make me happy," counting on your next visit, and then of course there's other horrible things as well.
No Rainbow Dash, no.
Oh, yeah, they sneak those in there. They always sneak those in there somehow.
I didn't see it my first go through, but then I read I read comments about it, and they were like, "Oh, that's mature. You really should look out." And I go like, "Where? Oh, whoa." Huh.
Yeah. There's the /MLP "We love Faust" as opposed to "We love drama" or "We know drama."
Mm-hmm.
It's very fun, and even quote unquote horrible places like 4chan can do some really good stuff. And one thing is for certain, is no matter what internet neighborhood you're from, we can all agree that we really, really like Lauren Faust.
Yeah. And here's well, I guess this leads into the next bit, the next little piece, is that some people got flank hurt.
Really, really, really flank hurt about her showing up on that horrible site. Ooh.
Wow, this is interesting, because I'd never heard of this before.
Yeah, it was some people on Twitter and some people on Reddit and PonyChan and stuff. It's all very silly.
Yeah.
Because it's people complaining that instead of, oh wow, Lauren answered a bunch of questions, we love her, it's, you didn't come to my internet neighborhood, I'm not happy, and I'm going to complain.
Right. So the problem is just like
real series of entitlement.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of, like, you could have gone to a much better place than MLP. Those people are terrible and mean and hateful, which, okay, yes, it is part of 4chan.
Of course they can be.
Yeah, they can be, but they weren't.
They were
Most of them weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually fairly well tamed for what it was.
Yeah, and she's done stuff on Twitter, and she's probably been to Reddit before. Mm-hmm. And she said, okay, I'm going to come to PonyChan in a week's time, so she's probably going to do something this weekend. So it's just really funny that she does one QA and everybody gets mad that she didn't do a QA in their little neighborhood.
Yeah, why didn't you go to PonyChan? Why didn't you go to EFN? Why didn't you go to Round Stable? It became a lot of that, and to the point that I kind of had to go, she is a big girl. She can make her own decisions.
Yeah. Well. If people are going to get mad over real simple stuff like that, I mean, you can't really help it.
Yeah.
But you're really taking stuff way too seriously when you do.
It's one
happy that she's still interacting with us. Yeah. That's for certain.
And she stated recently that she was like, yeah, I may go over to PonyChan and ask some questions there. And even I have to admit, I had to go like, do you really want to? You know what? No. Because then I enter into that same argument. You do whatever you want, she's a big girl. She can do whatever the heck she wants as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. And if she wanted to, I mean, she could go anywhere she wants to.
Right.
And like, she could say, hey, I want to come on X show, and nobody's going to tell her no.
Yeah.
Same goes for any website or any other group. It's just the nature of the game.
I mean, it's kind of one of those things of, would I love her on Bronyville? Oh, hell yes.
Yeah.
I would love her on the show. But the thing is
Maybe
that,
we should start whining to have her come on here.
but that's the thing. I
No.
don't ever want to do that. I don't ever want to be like, oh, why aren't you on my thing? I'm so popular. Please be here.
Please come over.
So,
Don't
Yeah.
you know I'm a G-list internet celebrity?
yeah.
I have thousands of views.
So, I don't. On one hand or on one hoof, I don't. I think it is silly, but on another end, I think that it's pandering. But however, just if I think people make a bigger deal of it than is actually a deal. So
Yeah. But it's cool. We got some new answers from stuff out of her, and that's all
Wait,
fun.
Was this her first time on /MLP?
I don't think
thought
so.
she'd been on 4chan before, right?
Oh yeah, she was on Co back in the day, and she said that she's lurked MLP because, as she said, when you don't have a name attached to your opinion, you can be a lot stronger with your opinion. And she's like, you guys sometimes have the best insight mixed in among all the really awful stuff that's said. It's like they can be very insightful, but they're also pretty hateful on occasion.
Oh yeah,
Nice catch there.
That's the internet.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
it is. It's and they really deserve to be exactly what they are.
So
Well, however,
On 4chan.
hey, that's where I started. I was there, and I watched Applebuck season when it was fresh. Know your roots.
yeah. Was this?
I'm joking.
And I was out at Denver when this was all happening. Was this on Sunday or Monday?
I think it was Saturday.
Oh, Saturday.
Yeah, I think it started after I'd done the show that day, but it doesn't really matter. Well, it was posted on May 27th, so it was Sunday
Okay.
because they had to compile all the questions from the thousands and thousands of posts.
Absolutely. Okay, but yeah, that was the big thing. Faust appears upset with Equestria Girls, and really, everyone is. It's those figurines and stuff. It's so much
and,
like against what everything she was making with the show.
Yeah, and another thing is the competing series that they're doing. It's yet another high school type setting. I think it's something called Happily Ever After High. Somebody on my Tumblr was talking about it. It's like, and this is what's competing with. This is what's competing with Monster High and Equestria Girls, and it's like, Ever After High is what it's called.
I do.
That this is what's competing with Equestria Girls and Monster High now, and it's like, everything high school.
Because to little kids, high school is magical. So,
Of course.
and there's some other neat stuff that's inside of here, like her hopes and what Galaxy Girls would have ultimately been. Her working with the Supergirl, Batgirl, Wonder Girl series, Powerpuff Girls. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff inside of here. It's a pretty cool read. So it's good. It's good that she still can or wants to interact every once in a while and isn't completely burned by the fanaticism that sometimes comes out of this fandom. So, yep. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move this forward because we still have plenty of stuff to talk about here.
Let's get rolling. All right. So there is yet another fan episode that is in the works. It's called Catch the Wind. It's a fan episode based upon the sort of a prequel to the life of Scootaloo. The film's being written and directed by Ian Ballinger and features Meredith Sims as Scootaloo and Emily Koch as Rainbow Dash. Storyboarding has concluded and the voice actors are beginning the recording. Character rigs are almost complete. They're looking for voice actors for Sweetie Belle Cheerily, Scootaloo's mom. If you're interested, you can email them. Just follow the link. It was on Equestria Daily. Actually, crap. Derpy Squad's going to kill me because it was on Derpy's News, but they still have their April Fool's Equestria Derpy I just looked at it, misidentified the site, and I'm gonna have a plush horse head in my bed by the end of the night. Dang it.
Whoops.
But anyways, so Catch the Wind is slated for release this November, and that means that it's gonna be premiering at Nightmare Nights Dallas. Oh yeah.
There's a reason why it's on the top of this show on these notes. Favoritism.
Yes, there is favoritism. So last week, next up was I talked to Galacon last week. They're a bunch of good folk. Galacon and Bronies for Good are doing an art gallery and charity auction at their convention coming up this August. They are looking for art donations to the charity auction and art gallery based on submissions from the community and such like that. And 100% of the proceeds goes to Bronies for Good, which benefits your siblings and helping build things here around the world.
Yep. And by the way, it's just a quick note on Bronies for Good. Sounds like there's a big drive coming up in the next few weeks that a bunch of us are going to be a part of.
Yep.
Just throwing
we need
that
to give
out
them a
there.
banner.
Yeah.
We promote their stuff all the time, and we don't have a banner on their site.
Yeah.
We should fix that.
Yeah, we should. We need more stuff. I also need to update our website in the past year and a half.
Yeah, it might be a good idea, AC.
Yep.
We need to do something better, Captain. We keep getting all these bots that are leaving random questions.
But at least the bots are not that bad. At least they're all caught. We don't get any real comments that leak through. But we do get 500 new registrations every week, and it's just kind of Cialis,
Yeah, and I get all the notifications from WordPress.
Yep.
I can't turn them off.
So
Make it stop, please.
I can forward them to a different spot.
Make it stop.
Let's see. We have ponies and capsules.
Yes. So the next little bit is something that popped up on Taobao, which is the grayest market eBay ever. It's the factory seconds and off the back of the truck style Chinese eBay. So a lot of the early prototypes and stuff. So up there, one of the things I've seen there was a Rarity Alicorn. Verity as an alicorn, best pony alicorn.
No, what's happening, Sandy?
But also things like a huge bag of minifigs of Celestia, Luna, and Zakora without their manes. Why? Because, I guess. In this particular case, they are capsule ponies, and they look kind of awful. But
their faces are very doughy.
Yes. Applejack looks like she's gained all of the weight in her face. But at least she comes with a brown hat. They're buildable vinyl figures. They have the main 6, and basically you put their manes and tails on them. They're cute enough, I guess, because for a little 50-cent, $1 capsule toys. But, we'll see if they ever show up here in the U.S.
I'm trying to remember when Rainbow Dash had green in her mane, in the front spot of her mane.
Well,
it's on the back. It's on the neck.
Mm-hmm. But not on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Green in the back, yet party in the front, so.
Yeah, what can you do? But Taobao is one of those things that you look, but it's really kind of a pain to purchase.
I swear, trying to say that site name just makes everyone sound like they're just Taobao.
I got nothing.
Hello, welcome to the Taobao Show. I want to welcome you all to wonderful ways of Taobao. This is Bob Walters for Taobao.
Yeah, they have various random, they have from all the different eras. And they have some very funny fakies. This poor thing. I will send a link into the doc there because holy crap, it's terrifying. So that's cool. That'll be some new merch that's coming up. Also, things that have showed up are
Oh my god.
the
Oh my gosh.
the Derpy from the next fan favorites set. So those will be coming out soon enough. Is this a fashion size Trixie? How big is that? No, that's not. It's just a Trixie. So it's one of those things. I'm looking at it and like, what is it? What does it mean? But yeah, look at Tobo if you want to know what's coming up next, or if you want to see some horrifying fakies.
Tobo.
Next up, Australia S2 DVDs dated. Season 1 box is released. So Australia kind of is getting a little bit of the short end of the stick, where they're getting the old school anime DVD release treatment as opposed to just getting a season. They're releasing the box sets with, the box with disc 1, and then you got to buy the rest at like $20 a pop.
Because that worked out so very well.
Well, and the thing is, since it's Australia, it's probably like $40, $50 a pop because, you have to pay everything. Poor Australia. So they've released they've dated the first couple of volumes for season 2, so you can get the season 2 legit on physical form. And they've re-released the box for season 1 that comes with disc 1 that's at a slightly lower price point. So if you're in Australia, you can now probably get ponies legally. It's just gonna cost you a bit, which you make media cheap and accessible, and it sells. And if you do stuff like this, piracy. That's how it works.
Great Australian pirates.
Yep. Yar, mate.
Absolutely. So, Ghost Pony, how's she doing?
She's alive and kicking.
How's that happen? She's a ghost.
Oh, I don't know. She's a ghost, but maybe she's not a ghost because she was in the last episode of season 3. Huh. And she was also in a promo for the summer series on the Hub. Derpy in the Hub ad. Ghost Mare lives. And it's just a goofy little promo ad that features a bunch of their cartoons and such. It's got the Aquabats and Superman and ponies and Strawberry Shortcake and all this stuff. It's a 1 minute long promo. But in one particular scene, the girl's talking and there's Pinkie Pie bouncing and Derpy looking concerned. She's like, how did I get into this human world? What did I eat?
Why does no one else think this is weird?
What those muffins I ate last night were the wrong kind of muffins.
If Hasbro knows they're here, I'm here. They'll throw me in the dungeon again.
So, the Hub is somewhat separate, slightly from Hasbro, at least in terms of direct control. But Derpy in the ad, they probably have to run everything by them anyway. So.
I still imagine that one just rogue Hasbro executive just wakes up in the middle of the night and just goes, "Whoa! I hate that Graver."
Yeah. And here's some Gothy pie that I found.
Really?
Yeah, I just dropped the link in the show notes. It's an item on Tobo.
Wow.
Weird.
Wow.
Wow, that is definitely, that is.
I'll put the link in the show notes.
I weirdly like that. I don't know why. It's for those that are listening. It is a Pinkie Pie, but she has white and black in her mane too, and her hearts are kind of like a blood red, white, and black. She's so edgy.
Maximum edgy.
That's pretty, yeah. But mostly her pink self, except for just a different few locks of mane. It's kind of Huh. All right. Well, let's see. Let's talk about one of my favorite things as of late for the ponies. It's the comics.
Yes, indeed. The comics are out. The Fluttershy Micro was just released this last Wednesday with story by Barbara Randall Kessel, art by Tony Fleece, lettered by Neil Gateko, and edited by Barbie Kernow.
So,
I guess
Dusty, Dusty, have you seen this comic?
Yes, I actually
Okay.
read it.
Good, so we can all talk about it.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. First of all, the art on this one is pretty good. It's obviously not mainline comic quality because really only Katie Cook and Andy Price can do that. And the Rarity Micro is still the best. But the story itself is very cute. And it features the fact that Fluttershy has a dark secret. That she's incredibly artistic. Oh! She knits everything. She knits all the things. But she has to deal with anxiety about showing her talent and sharing it with the world. It has a very good message for pretty much anybody who's an artistic type that's afraid to show your stuff to the world. And, you know, it's a very cute comic.
Sandy,
Yes.
Yes?
I'm going to be contrarian here.
Oh, no.
I didn't like it much.
Oh, no.
I thought the art was kind of inconsistent.
Some of it was. I thought the bit with Rarity hanging out with the fancy ponies being douchebags to the artists was kind of weird.
I did like
pop in there and last in that scene.
And like the artist critic guy has this little scarf thingy, and his cutie mark is an axe chopping up a painting. I'm like,
okay.
that's a terrible talent.
Destructive criticism.
Yeah, it's like, what a jerk. And he makes Fluttershy nearly cry, which makes him a monster. But it's just really weird to see Rarity hanging out in the group with, you know, the Upper Crust and Jet Set, Fleur, and Fancy Pants. So it's like, what is Rarity doing, sucking up to this jerk? But
Are you somewhat offended because your new best pone is showing some of her colors?
no, it's just one of those. It's just a random addition, and yeah, the art is a bit inconsistent at parts, but I thought it was cute, at least in its message.
I don't know. Of the micro series, I probably, and granted, I shall put this completely out there for those to know. Fluttershy is, if we are ordering characters, is not in my main interests. But I don't know. I mean, I put this kind of in the same vein as the Twilight Sparkle mini comic that was kind of like, it's good. It's just, you know, it's not the it suffers a little bit more than I would say the definitely the the Rarity mini and the Rainbow Dash, which I believe both of those are, the Rarity one being kind of the top, in my opinion, of the mini series. The mainline comic is still pretty awesome. So,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Agreed.
yep. All right, so that's waxing on the Fluttershy comic. Let's see. Wow, we've got two more pieces here. This is just a kind of reiteration, a reminder for all of you. But our favorite VA, Andrea Libman, who does the voice of Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy, announced pretty much like a year ago that she was going to participate in the Ride. I think I posted this wrong. The Ride to Conquer Cancer Drive. And when she pretty much announced it, she hit the 100%. She was making a $15,000 goal. As of this point, she's at $17,532.42. So she has definitely made it. But considering the fact that the actual drive is happening in about 2 weeks, we just wanted to go ahead and just let you all know if you still wanted to go ahead and donate across to it. The link is in the show notes. You can go to the donation drive and go help out and be part of the group. Let's see, the top... I'm trying to see... Actually, Andrea is not even in the top fundraisers. I need to see the top 100 to see where she is right now. Andrea...
Oh, man.
She's number 16.
Still, that's not too bad.
Andrea Libman, number 16, in the top fundraisers for the Ride to Conquer Cancer ride that is going to be happening June 15th through 16th.
Yep, coming up pretty fast.
Yep. So we did attempt to get her on. That didn't happen. Maybe next week, but we wanted to make sure that you guys were at least aware in case any of you that download the podcast wanted to donate across to her. So there you go. Go check the show notes, or just look for Andrea Libman's Ride to Conquer Cancer Drive. Yep. Let's see. And finally, what is this, Sandy? This is all about the Anime Con.
Yes, it's the Dallas Observer is actually pretty friendly to fandom conventions. I've interacted with them before, and they just posted the best 51 costumes from ACon 24. I wouldn't say that they were all the best, but they were 51 photos, and included among them are quite a few My Little Pony cosplays. Just go ahead and click on through there. It's just sort of a nice little bonus because this is going on this weekend, and Pony is actually kind of a big deal here in North Texas. And
number 8, there's a Rainbow Dash, Rainbow Dude, more or less.
Yeah, Rainbow Dude with that one chick from Lollipop Chainsaw. There's that Brannigan
of number 11.
Number 11. Yep.
Final Scratch.
Final Scratch, the crazy wig.
And just go ahead and take a look through there because there's a lot of really cute ones. Like I intentionally started it on number 2 because number 1's actually kind of gross looking. There's a cat from Cats, a couple Sailor Scouts, Maids, a couple Felicia, a pedo bear and a Matarasu.
you can't go to an anime con without having someone dress up as pedo bear.
Yeah, but there's also and right after that one though, number 36 is a really nice looking rarity. And then there's a couple of
well, hello, Rarity.
Yeah. But all in all, it's cool to see that, when you see the cosplay roundups on a lot of sites like Japanator and the like, they don't include the My Little Pony cosplayers. Because Pony is not anime. Grump, grump, grump. So it's good to see that at least the Dallas Observer will show up and show the Pony cosplayers. And I have a photographer, a contact with one of their photographers, and we'll see if they want to come and do some photography at Nightmare Nights. Because they're not jerks.
There's a poison in here. That's funny.
Number 50.
That's funny.
So, moving on. I think that's actually it in terms of the news. That's it for the news this week. Yay!
Yay!
So lots of news, lots of words.
You know what else is lots of words, Sandy?
Emails.
All these emails we have. Ho ho! Brilliant segue. You can always email across to us at bronyville@gmail.com. We read everything that you guys send across. We put on what we are able to because you guys love us so much, and we try and get to all the emails that are out there. But yes, these are some of the emails that we received for this week. We will go ahead and go in this order. I will go first, Sandy second, and Dusty, if you would mind picking up the thirdsies, that would be wonderful.
No problem.
All right, let's do this. Hello again, Apple Cider, Chef Sandy, Starry Night, and guests. It is I, Spy Dude 84. Again, see Bronyville episode 104 if you've forgotten about me. And my favorite pony is still Twilight Sparkle. My favorite episode is still Season 3, Episode 13, Magical Mystery Cure. Sweetie Belle's best CMC, and Fallout Equestria is best fanfic. Now to the question. I have wanted to do something for the Brony fandom for a while to get involved, but seeing as I suck at art, have a limited budget, and my parents are against MLPFIM, I don't know what to do. Any advice or tips would be greatly appreciated. As well, that I have seen some animosity in the fact that Equestria Girls, insert oh no here, is called Equestria Girls. Hold on. emphasis the word Equestria. Now, I don't know if it's the fact that I'm smart and look at things differently or what, but what I like to say that the word Equestria has been used most likely because the school is called Equestria High. Anyway, there's that information for those of you who don't realize that. I'm certainly going to watch Equestria Girls, but only on YouTube just to give it a chance. Thanks for reading this email, and thanks for such a great podcast. Your faithful listener, SpyDude84. P.S. Thanks for reading my previous email. I got so excited and had to take a moment to calm down.
Huzzah.
Making fan fillies all flustered. That's what we do. All right. Let's see. Equestria Girls. I know, Sandy, are you planning to see it in theaters?
I might.
You're just going to feed the poison.
I also may take a trip down to the bay and see if I can't fish it up. Who knows? But we'll see.
Oh, that took you a little while. Sorry, now did it?
Because Zyro's local and he's planning on doing it, and if we can get if we get Bob to bring Lena, we'll have at least a little kid to bring with us as cover. But she's
nice.
She's 2, so her attention span's not that long. So and the closest theater that actually has anything with Equestria Girls is literally 100 miles away. So an hour away if Zyro drives. So yeah, we'll see about that.
Yeah. I plan kind of. I will probably catch it in some way or form on something somewhere.
Yes.
It may involve a stream, and it may involve us eating popcorn and drinking. Who knows?
I would certainly not advocate watching anything illegally. Certainly not advocate it.
Don't break the law, kids.
Yep.
Yes.
Or let the law find you.
Don't
Winners don't do drugs.
I'm just reminded of that part in Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. I made a promise to a special lady, Lady Liberty. Winners don't do drugs.
I need to see that. That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. All right, so next email. Okay, for a while, I play games such as the Pokemon games and Card Fight Vanguard, and I hear Brony saying stuff like, Twilight would have Alakazam for Pokemon because she is smart, or Applejack would use a Nova Grappler deck because she is strong. When I hear about 95% of the reasons, I want to get a 2x4 and beat them with it. It annoys me how Bronies think that they know what a pony would use was Pokemon or whatever. If you have any logical reasons, please tell me. Your loyal listen, Sawyer Pruitt. Loyal listen, that's what it says. P.S. Fluttershy is best Pegasus, Rarity best Unicorn, Applejack best Earth Pony, Sweetie Belle best CMC, and Sakura best non-pony. Jesus, Zebra. Because fanboys are very silly and like to project their ideas and ideals onto a character that they really like. Because Twilight Sparkle would not have Pokemon.
Which one of these is the Pikachu's? I don't. The Jigglypuffs. I don't see. I know that. I know that. I know that. I know nothing about.
Jigglypuff.
Yes, Starry, Jigglypuff. Yes. Jeez. No, calm yourself. I didn't know Jigglypuff was one of your trigger words. No, Starry, don't kill. No kill.
Oh, Starry. But yeah, when it comes to fanboys, there is no logic.
I will say that Apple Bloom's Pokemon would be Pikachu because they have the same similar color palette.
Yes.
What would Scootaloo's be? I'm going to say Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff.
There was that one series that Mad Max did, the with Pinkie Pie as the Pokemon trainer, and she caught Cthulhu. Yeah, that worked. That was pretty funny.
Is there a chicken? Is there a Pokemon chicken that would be Scootaloo's?
No.
Oh.
Out of how many thousand Pokemons there are now, there's not a single chicken Pokemon?
I know, right?
Really?
I don't know. Scootaloo is Rainbow Dash's Pokemon.
Torchic? Someone's saying Torchic.
Okay. Farfetch'd is a duck. Somebody suggested that. Know your G1 Pokemon. Gosh. Anyways,
Torchic.
and again, Pokemon and ponies. It's very silly.
Yep, Torchic is definitely a fire type Pokemon.
Though there actually is a Ponymon TC that's working on replacing like G1 Pokemon with various ponies. So you capture sentient horses and force them to fight to the death. It's one of those things that sounds cool in theory, but when you think about it for half a second, it's actually kind of creepy.
And then rob the person of half their money.
Along with Treechko and Mudkip, Torchic is one of the 3 starter Pokemon of Hoenn, available at the beginning of Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald.
Okay. So anyways, we're going to go to the next email. How about that one there? I'm going to highlight it for you there, Dusty. Go ahead and read it.
All right. Howdy, Apple Cider and Chief Sandy and Starry and guests. I've been listening to the new show since around episode 20. I really enjoy your antics and perspectives on things in the community. Actually, it was while listening to an episode where you guys talked about the meetup groups that you were a part of that I started one of my own. It's kind of a long story, but the gist of it is that I sent a picture of me and the 4 other bronies I knew IRL into Equestria Daily, calling ourselves the Hosier Hooves Brony Society, as a joke. It made it into the nightly roundup, and the next thing I knew, I had a flood of emails from other Indiana bronies wanting to join our herd. So I want to thank you guys for all of your work you do to make such a fun podcast. Without it, I might have thought my little herd and I were the only bronies in Indiana. Also, I've been dying to hear another tabletop episode. You keep mentioning that you have one recorded. Any idea on when it will be ready for listening? I actually brought the Savage Worlds book and downloaded the pony rules so that I could follow along better. I wish I could find someone interested to play it with, but haven't had much luck getting people interested so far. So for now, I'll just have to listen to you guys play and pretend I'm joining in through the delightful havoc. Hope this wasn't too long. From your fan, Sparknote. P.S. Favorite pony is Rarity, and favorite episode is Dog, Pony, and Pony Show. Sweetie Bella's best COC. Amen to that.
So, glad that you...
I can agree with that.
Glad... I guess you can. Glad that you... that the show got you some more people to jump the Hoosiers. It was such a funny Indian word.
Sorry. I wasn't sure how that was pronounced.
That's fine. It's one of those just like, how do you say that? As for the Savage World of MLP, I do have a little bit of a problem on my hands with one of them. The one that we recorded with Mike the Mike a while back, M finished the file, but the file for it is either A, lost, or B, completely gone. He told me last that he has the actual raw files for it, but I have a feeling that knowing how we recorded that, the raw files would probably be very hard to listen to. So I'm not sure, unless I end up finding that, I'm not sure that there's going to be, unless I just simply publish the raws, which I think would probably be tantamount to making you all listen to pain. It might not be something that I could easily put out there. Now, to add to that, we do have a tabletop that we recorded a few weeks ago with Pixel Kitties that is still being formatted. M says that he is building it at this time and that it is about to go out. As for looking for people to want to play the Savage World of MLP game, I just noticed that there is, what I would do is go over to GiftKrieg24 on DeviantArt. He's our friend Roger Marsh, who actually makes the game. He actually did recently put up 4 days ago a RPG one-shot opportunity for those that are interested in playing. So if you wanted to actually get a shot on that and check it out. And as well, he's got a website now called thrillingponytails.proboards.com, which is actually the home and forum for the tabletops that he does. And so if you are looking for people that want to play, be it if it's part of one of his games as a one-shot, or if you're looking to actually join a group, go over to thrillingponytails.proboards.com, and that's actually a great place to go ahead and find that. Yep.
Okie doke.
All right, let's move on. Let me get here. Do this one. Hi there. My name's Emma, and I make costume accessories, for example, wings, horns, and ears, as well as plushies. Today, I've launched a compilation for 2 lucky people to win wing sets. Wow, that was to win wing sets. The sets up for grabs are Celestia, Cadence, or Chrysalis, first prize, and Derpy or a Changeling Minion for second prize. I was wondering if it would be at all possible for you to advertise this competition on your podcast. Information can be found on my Facebook and Tumblr pages at facebook.com/EmmaCainArtist, that's EmmaCainArtist, or at emmacain.tumblr.com, EmmaLCAIN.tumblr.com. All of those are in the show notes if you don't want to type that in. I can send all the details as needed. You only let to know either way would be fantastic. Thanks in advance, Emma. I'm going to go check out that Tumblr right now and see how it is. Oh,
she has some pretty neat stuff, actually.
That link for the Tumblr does not work.
No, it doesn't. Because it doesn't have the www. If you put the www, it doesn't work because Tumblr is awful when it comes to their formatting as links.
Well, what if we put the HTTP at the front? I'm going to try that.
There's that. And yeah, she does ears and tails for various things. I did double check to make sure that there was nothing questionable because,
Tumblr.
Yeah, because Tumblr. But she does have some pretty neat wings and stuff. If you would like to accessorize your cosplay with wings, horns, and/or ears, looks like she has some pretty neat stuff. So go ahead and check that out. And she's in a contest. Why not join?
Looking at the princess wings, I think this is simply what happened to Twilight. She didn't notice that she just got accessorized.
Oh man, accessorizing, it happens. So moving on, last email. Greetings to the Bronyville crew. I'm a little late on this, but I have another dramatic letter to the fandom about all the drama. If you would kindly pass it along, I would be very grateful. Dear bronies of the world.
Hi.
About this whole Equestria Girls thing, I would like to submit to you the following fact. You, dear listener, not only watch a show about multicolored horses who learn about friendship, but you also tune into a podcast every week where 2 dudes sit around and talk about a show about multicolored horses who learn about friendship. Why do you do this? Because you chose not to judge an obviously terrible show based solely on the fact that it's terribly obvious. Its terribility was obvious. That's a new word. And what do you know? It wasn't terrible. Now let me apply the same logic to Equestria Girls. Here we have a blatant cash grab by an evil corporation, all set to ruin everything. Sound familiar? It should. That's exactly what people said about friendship is magic. Also Alicorn Twilight, but I already talked about that. I submit the following possibility. Equestria Girls will not only be bad, it will be freaking awesome. It'll be like the first time you ever watched MLP all over again. And even if it isn't, there's this amazing thing that humans can do concerning things they don't like. Ignoring. Just like the Matrix sequels, or the Star Wars prequels, or the Twilight Saga. If you don't like it, you can just pretend it doesn't exist. So please, calm down. As a final thought, I once stated that if Friendship is Magic had been exactly as it is, except with humans instead of ponies, no one would have a problem with it. Thanks for proving me wrong. Best wishes, Paige Turner. P.S. Pinkie Pie is my favorite pony, but that does not change the scientific fact that Applejack is best pony. I hope that was suitably dramatic for you, dear listeners.
And I hope any of you watching in the chat enjoyed my pantomime during the entire thing.
Yes. I was reading the email, so I obviously didn't see AC's shenanigans. So there you go. Opinions. And yeah, back when ponies was first a thing, there was a couple of articles, the death of creator-driven media and my little racist smart-shaming pony by some idiot in Mrs. Magazine, which earned the rebuttal by Lauren Faust. Because it was clearly racist because two of the guard ponies are dark-coated and Celestia's white and Twilight's told to get her head out of the books and make some friends. And by judging it by those facts alone, Pony was racist and smart-shaming and Tumblr should hate it. Or something.
Exactly.
Thankfully, not all people are anywhere near that silly. And here we are today, 108 episodes later.
Whoop.
So, that is it for the emails this week.
Hooray! Thank you for emails.
Yes, thank you for your emails. And as always, I don't think we said it before this, you can email us at bronyville@gmail.com, and I may read it in a silly voice if you drop it in and say it's serious.
Yes, the more serious of a post you say it is, the more silly of a voice we'll use on it.
Or, unless you want me to read it like Starry. We got a 5-star iTunes Bronies coming up next, don't you know? 808 reviews. Desert Nocturne. Thessia. Sunrise Song. Daisy Azuris. Mr. JP6389. What is he, a robot? And Magic 17.
And don't forget our awesome donators. Donators across F. Granberg and H. Salidros. I probably mangled the name. I don't care.
Cedios, gosh, AC.
I don't know how to
back in the closet.
Oh, these words are so hard. I don't even know. Why do I even try?
Terribility is totally a real word. Okay. And of course, the Birdie Jr. That's not Gilbert Godfrey. That's Starry.
If it was Gilbert Godfrey, it'd be more like this.
Why would I want to do the Bane voice? There's nothing about Bane that's talk about ponies.
Time for one cool thing, Todd. All right. No more of that. The silly voices have gone too far.
Well then, Cider, why don't we talk about our one cool thing?
Yes, certainly. All right, it's one cool thing time. We are coming close towards the end of this silly show. And it's time to talk about one thing that we think is pretty cool, pretty awesome, or we just want to link across to you. I have two things here, and Dusty needs to find something pretty cool he wants to link across on the show notes. So we'll give him a little bit of time to work while I go ahead and show you these.
As a reminder, Dusty, self-promotion is perfectly all right.
Oh, well then, I can't do a Bane voice, so I'm just doing this. I'm copying it.
You didn't put those in your bag.
Lyra is
so anyways,
Bane.
let's
Bonbon is Bane.
Do the silly.
All right, so my one cool thing is actually just two images I've decided to give you. The first one is a comic that I enjoyed, which was the Lula Moon Decree. This is simply just a silly little comic sent to Trixie stating that she is now officially the most powerful, most amazing, hereforth recognized as the most great and powerful unicorn in all of Equestria. You must read it so that you can see the epic troll. The other one is a image that was pulled from Reddit.
Oh man, Twilight, you shouldn't do that.
I'm just gonna tell you what. I'm gonna link.
It's like that one pic when there's like a mouse that offers one of the ponies cheese, and they bend down and eat it. But in the GIF, the cheese is left, and the mouse is gone.
Yeah, so check out that picture. I wish we could get Starry to actually put it up on the screen, but it's pretty ridiculous.
Is that the one that eats?
Here,
Yes, it is.
We've linked it.
It has been linked. So you can go check that out. She totally just show animation eats the bird.
Yep.
So, all right, Sandy, what do you have?
Okay. Mine is an editorial from the Roundstable. Those guys have some very thoughtful writers, and they talk about Equestria Girls in marketing and the like. It's very well written, and talks about, their opinion is why Hasbro is doing what they're doing. Why are they ruining everything forever?
Why are they?
I don't know, but why don't you read the article? It's pretty good. It's kind of hard to summarize, and it's not as full of words as most of the editorials on Roundstable can be, but it's pretty well written.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to Dragon High. Ooh. And Dusty is dropping his one cool things into this so I can add them to the doc.
Yes.
Let's talk about the first one here.
The first one is the Nightmare Rarity sculpture that I had actually mentioned before, and I thought I would just pop that in there. I don't know if it got linked in the chat or nothing, anything.
Nightmare.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers.
Oh man!
If you haven't read any of
what
the
happens to the best pony? I don't
Oh.
know.
she gives in to the darkness.
Oh man!
Fashion pony
Hey.
goes mean.
Hey, Starry, I'm just gonna toss something in there. You're gonna have to make that tunnel one higher. You're gonna hit your head.
Oh. Okay. Thank you.
For any watching the Minecraft stream.
I just looked up at the Minecraft. I'm like, that's not gonna work.
Oh, because
I'm a Minecraft professional. I'll have you know.
Maybe you could drill out more with your ISK.
Yep.
He has to wait a week till the skill.
Yeah, you have to skill up
Yeah.
to get enough ISK for that.
to do Minecrafting.
Uh-huh.
So that is it for the regular show. Let's wrap this up, AC.
Sure thing.
All right.
All right, let's go. Well, first off, I want to go ahead and thank Dusty for coming in here and for showing off your figurines
thank you.
and at least humoring me and getting a sculpture at some point. It is great to have you on. You do some fantastic work. And,
Thank you very much.
Feel welcome to come in anytime or meet us up over at a convention. We'd love to spend some time with you, man.
Awesome, man. Yeah. I've always wanted to go to Dallas, so
Ooh.
now I have a better reason for it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Check it out.
But thanks for inviting me on. It was pretty awesome.
Hey, glad to have you here.
And hey, if you aren't able to make it in, if you do come to Dallas and don't make it into the dealer's den, we are going to have an artist alley, and if they're all handmade, it'll be good to go. Just saying.
Excellent. Sandy, as always, Thundermaker Supreme.
You can count on me.
I sure can. And as always, I can always count on our awesome fans, be it if it's you in the chat. Hello!
Yes.
You guys are awesome sitting here watching my Starry make tracks and making some
Roller
sort
coaster
of
mining.
roller coaster to nowhere or somewhere. I'm not sure. So thank you all that have joined in, or those that listen to the podcast, be it on iTunes or wherever you do. We love you, your support, and just we love you. Yes. It is great to do this show, and we do it because we have awesome fans like you that enjoy our work. So thank you as always. All right, so let's move this on. You can find the show and all of our information over at bronyshow.com or bronyvillepodcast.com. Email across to us. That is bronyville@gmail.com. You can join us roughly every Saturday, noon Pacific, at justin.tv/Bronyville Podcast. Please leave us an iTunes review. We are constantly up there in the great listing on iTunes of what is the hottest thing. We are consistently, I'd say, in the top 20 to 25 because of your reviews. So anything that you can put up there allows us to stay up there and fight against NPR and all those big wigs. With their biggie wigs.
Their wigs, they're so big.
They are. You can listen. You can listen to the show on Celestia Radio every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, and 11 p.m. UTC. My Twitter account is at Bronyville.
Mine's at Chef Sandy.
Do you have a Twitter there, Dusty?
No, but I have a Tumblr.
Okay. Well, what's the Tumblr?
DustySculptures.tumblr.com.
All right. Excellent. Meetup groups. I am part of the Bronies of Northern California.
And I'm Brownies, North Texas.
All right, and we got to figure type these conventions down because we keep forgetting this. Nightmare Nights Dallas, SAC, Brony, Expo. Let's see, we got Brony Can.
Yep.
And what are the ones you're going to?
That'll be Brony Can, Fiesta Equestria, and of course Nightmare Nights Dallas. So I'll be working that one.
Okay, excellent. For Fireestria.
Also, one more thing I want to say. Congratulations to Brony Time with Alpha and 5 Iron. They are actually up in the top 120.
Woo! Good going, folks.
Then actually not that far behind us.
All right.
We've fallen down the list a little bit, but hey, Alpha and 5 Iron. Good job, guys.
All right, good. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't think.
Oh, man.
Don't think you could take us.
Oh, it's on.
Friendships are gonna be tested soon. No. We like those guys and good on them. Glad that they have been able to climb up on the rankings. All right, well, let's go ahead and close this. This has been episode number 108. Thank you all. We're all going to go jump onto our spaceships and go make ISK. So
Yes.
pretty much. And Starry's going to keep making mines and craft them. So.
Yay! Crafting mines.
Yes. So thank you all. We will go ahead and catch you next week for more pony and more stuff that happens. Till then, sleep well, every pony.
Adios.
Good night.
Oh, now the button's so far away. There's so much stuff because I got look at all this stuff I got. I got the microphone and I got a light and I got another way. First world problem.
Wow, you got a whole setup in there.
I do. All right, hold on.
Wow.
Go ahead and hit the button, baby. Or actually, don't.
No?
Don't.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh. What?
Yeah, we'll just let that go for a little while until we end the stream.
No, we have to keep streaming forever. We have to stream space. Yeah, Bio's like...
Yeah.
Bio, I'm out in Abai, which is just a little bit off the core of Amar space. I'm still rocking my venture as I'm teching up. I've got to get science to 4 before I can do astrogeology and get even more mining.
You know what this is eventually going to lead to, Sandy? You're going to have to start doing planetary mining, right?
Oh, man, how do I do that?
Oh, you need to look into planetary mining.
Oh, man, I like those numbers.
That way you can set up drones to actually mine entire planets for you.
Holy crap. And I thought Abai was awesome because it had like 17 or 18 asteroid belts in it.
No. You need to like
get excited.
Look at this. Look at the stuff for planetary mining. It gets crazy. Like I was just kind of like, I wonder what this holy.
Yes.
Holy ball.
Holy crumbs!
So.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that I was so boring during that interview portion.
No,
I don't
That's
know.
all good.
You weren't boring.
You know when you're not very good at interviews, when you're just like your mind just blanks out and you're like, oh God, what did I just say?
No. Trust me.
You know the.
At least you weren't
people that we
Aphex
talked to
God.
haven't been interviewed before, and that's kind of the point of the show. Is we like to hold up people that haven't gotten a lot of attention. Because Bronyville is way more focused on community than it is necessarily the show people.
Yeah.
Even though we really like talking to them too. But, the show folks are kind of interviewed out in a lot of ways.
Yeah. What
I mean,
question?
I mean, how many questions about Galaxy Girls have we heard from Lauren Faust?
Or how many times can you ask questions to VAs about if they like being on the if they like working on the show?
Do you like ponies? They're like, I like a paycheck. Yeah. And I don't blame anybody for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think it's totally fine, and I'll state openly, I really like some of them. Like Andrea Libman is absolutely great to spend time with, just because she's really open and fun with the fandom. But I think that in other cases, I won't diss some, but I think that for others that it is it's kind of an open thing of just like, I don't know, these people pay me to go places. That's kind of nice. That's about as warm as it becomes. Ah, look at Starry fighting a creeper.
Oh man.
Oh. Boom.
I'm gonna load Eve up. Oh man, I'm launching.
Oh.
I'm gonna go.
So yeah, I've gotten Sandy to join the horrific space racists that is Amar. So.
Well, the thing is, all my stuff is way back at the Galente start point. I am 22 jumps away from my big ship.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you can, once I can get this mammoth up, if you just contract me, I can just have my lady with the mammoth ship just pick up everything of yours. So.
Yeah, because I've got a lot of stuff back in. Well, let's see. Check out assets. Does it actually have a value? Yeah, Selenion 6 has a lot of stuff.
Yeah, just literally contract any of the stuff at that station to me. Once I can get that mammoth up, and I'll just trade it across. I'll just pull it back to wherever we want our base to be. So. Yeah,
because I've got that Gnosis that they gave everybody. And it's 15,000 square meters packed.
Oh, do you want to tell the invitation that you got yesterday?
Oh yeah, I had a friend of mine who played the game, and the one who gave me the billion plus ISK was like, "Hey, you want to join Goonfleet?"
Yes.
No thanks.
Not right now. I don't immediately.
Not right now. I'm still learning. I'm still teching up. I'm not terribly useful in fleet ops until I'm, with a retriever or anything like that. Yeah, my little pod kill. And what's really awful, Bio, is because I recently did the 30-day special. They give you 2+3 implants and a 1 month new account booster that gives you +3 to all skills. And if I get pod killed, that's each of those +3 implants was listed at 20+ mil a piece. That would be that would suck.
Wow,
so
I'm
gonna try to avoid getting pod killed until after my first month.
Yeah, you got really good. I wish I had gotten like that deal that you got, because I just literally was just like, okay, well, I don't see anything, so I'm just joining in, and I got no such deal.
Yeah, and what's unfortunate is what I should have done is they let you choose your pick of your pick of which race's starter pack you want, so you can get yourself, no matter where you are, get yourself a Kaldari or a Mar Minmatar, even though I'm a one of them space Frenchies.
Wee wee.
Oh man.
I forget. Are the Galente the ones that are just like, we have democracy?
Yeah. Man, those jerks and the retrievers. There was a squad of 3 retrievers in this belt that I was at earlier. They picked it clean except for some massive Veldspar rocks. I'm like, I don't need that crap. Grr. So this is transitioning into Eve chat. So
you all have suffered through many different types of chats that we've had. Now it's Eve chat.
Yep.
As Starry plays Minecraft up there.
But I'm actually really happy. I teched up to miner 2s. I can mine 158 square meters or cubic meters of stuff per minute, and I have 2 of them. But to start them up drains 60% of my ship's capacitor. So
learn to use energy better. Get the skill for better energy knowing.
Who's that jerk? Another retriever. So, yeah, actually, I have I have the energy management and energy something else to 2 and 3 respectively. I did train a little bit of that. I go down, let's see, science, negotiation, spatial command. Where is it? Mechanics, industry, gunnery. Oh, I have energy management and energy systems operation. God damn it. That's not good. Drones.
Yeah, there's one thing kind of similar on this vein I'd love to, though I think it's something you can't do remotely, but one thing I would love to do at some point, have you heard of Artemis?
Yeah.
That would be something like ridiculous to get me and you and like a few other people to like do, but I think it's all something you have to have like on a network.
Yeah, it's something you have to do like locally, I think.
Yeah, but the basis for those of you out there is Artemis is a simulator where you simulate being different parts of a spaceship bridge. So, the commander gets some sort of alert that's just like, all right, we got torpedoes coming off of the bow. Do evasive maneuvers to the left. The person that's on the other station has to do evasive maneuvers. Put throttle full forward, engineers, and the engineer has to go do that. That's everyone working together to pilot a ship.
Yeah. And I pop into a belt and there's actually some rats, and man, I gotta do some high-speed maneuvering.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just not at the point now. I need to get my my Explorer up so it could actually be able to fight, because I'm kind of uncertain where I should go with because I really like exploring, but I don't know if I should go more the covert ops way of exploring, of just kind of like jumping and sneaking around, or if I should go more on the lines of like just getting a big burly like cruiser that,
nice.
that is spec'd out to do exploring, so that way I could just blast a hole into everything. But then having a big burly cruiser means that anyone and everyone goes, hey, I want to go destroy that big burly cruiser.
Yeah. So I just think it's rather entertaining that, I jump into a belt that has a couple of rats in it and, just turn on the afterburner, set my orbit around a rock, and just zip around in space so my drones go and poke it and take out the other guys. And it looks really cool because I can just swap the orbit, so it makes my ship do all sorts of little evasive maneuvers. I know it's all RNG, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
Luminous Kernite. 515 units in that rock. Whatever. Begin the extraction. So, I'm sure this is all very exciting.
I have not given you permission to mine.
The June 4th expansion, one thing I noticed, Bama, because they added, they made scanning apparently different from what it used to be. With, it supposedly, like, was a lot harder. You had to do sort of this conical thing in front of you, but now you can shoot out probes, which make things really easier.
Yeah, well, I do the probes right now, and it's kind of fun, but the other bit of it is it's also kind of time intensive. Because you like, all right, so I want to scan this area, launch a probe, look at everything. Okay, well, this is everything here. Okay, take that probe, shorten its range, launch 4 more probes, align them in a certain way so that you can kind of get it in a cluster. Start scanning. And then,
that's still probably a lot better than it used to be.
Yeah, it's just one of these things that you're always like, just kind of like, okay, closer. Okay, bring everything in tighter, and you're just kind of constricting. And
zoom, enhance.
Pretty much. Zoom and enhance. Then the most frustrating part is when you zoom and enhance and then you lose it and you're like, ah, crap, I gotta go back. So,
let me form a fleet with you, BMX, real quick. The thing is, it seems like the system that I'm in right now has a lot of very small... all the asteroids are very small, but there are literally, let's see, asteroid belts. Abai 9 has 14 belts. And then Abai 7 has 3, and then there's a couple solo ones, so 4 solos, 7. There's 21 belts in this system, which is probably why there's a joint mineral harvesting reserve.
I'm just saying, Sandy, planetary interaction.
Oh, I know.
You can here, Sandy. Have you ever wanted your own colony? That's how crazy this gets. You can build space colonies. You
then you gotta get ice.
You could have
hard.
Sandy Town.
The Sandy Spire.
The hero.
An actual Bronyville.
The hero of Sandy. The man they call Sandy.
Yes.
Get an extractor to just suck all the important things out of that planet.
Huzzah. But I am gonna zip over there to that. But yeah, I do find the space exploration and the, zipping around and doing some of the missions is pretty cool. I mean, I just love space games like this. And people are like, oh man, you're paying to do another job. I'm like, not really. I mean, I'm participating in economy and doing math and, figuring things out, how to maximize my profit per load and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a bit of... Yeah. It's not just mindless go stab 5 space orcs.
Mm-hmm. I also do find it both fascinating and also weird that the way that they skill system, just the everything is on a timer. Just you are constantly learning. Like you're unless you don't have anything queued up, like I did this morning and had to rush to my laptop to add.
Oh man.
No lost time. I can't have that. But there's
my queue is a day and a half, 1 day, 5 hours long.
Yeah, well, trust me, a few days ago it was like 5 days long. But yeah, it's just one of these things where constantly it is training you while you're offline, and it's just such a kind of cool / weird thing. I don't know. It definitely is one of these like, hey, you're spending all this real life time to do these things. But
I mean, it's kind of really cool that you don't even have to be in the actual game to be like to be doing something in it with your skills, just like having your skills set and that. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it never feels like the money that you pay monthly is going to waste. really.
Yeah, the one of the things I know that some people were stating that's kind of neat is, for instance, people that might be on military bases or something of that sort. And I'm watching Starry do her roller
wow.
coaster. But the thing for like military bases is that they could literally just be like, all right, well, I'll set up my skills for the week, and they're still making progress even though they really can't do anything. So
Yeah.
look at Starry go, woo!
But yeah, once I train up, I'm finishing up science. Then I added refining, because refining is important. There's less waste. I'm sure there's probably sub skills. Ugh, jerks.
Yeah, I said once I can get my exploration up enough, and I can
Where do
get
these
this...
guys pop in at?
Damn it, zombie!
Zombie ruined everything.
Fucking A!
Ran into a zombie.
This guy in... Oh, is that dude on fire? What the... No. For some reason, this is weird. I've never seen a Coveter up close, I guess. That's just a Hulk variant. But there's like all these fires coming out of the ship. I guess does it have onboard refining capability? I don't know. It's just an interesting thing. It's these two guys that I've seen stripping everything out of the local system. Huh.
Yeah, the Bronyville. Yes, that's right.
Oh, man. Welcome to Bronyville. That's great.
Ha!
Oh. Wait, that's me. I was like, wait a minute. There's some jerk mining the asteroid. Oh, wait, that's me. Never mind. It turns out that I'm the jerk. Wait, why the fuck am I flying?
I'm glad we're having this intervention after all this time. No, I'm the jerk.
And for some reason, I was like I was approaching somebody, so I was flying away from the thing I was trying to mine. I'm like, how did that even happen? This is my Rock of Silent Pyrosaurus. As Bio is running a triple strip miner thing. Goodness.
See if Starry slams into any more zombies.
Hi, Daisy. We're talking about mining in Eve while Starry plays Minecraft.
Yes.
Just ran into another zombie.
Uh-oh. What was that? Oh. Something made a noise. Oh. My capacitor.
God,
oh, crap. I left my afterburner turned on, so it was slowly draining my capacitor, and then my power cycle for the Miner 2s came out, so it went down to 20% power. And I was like, oh, man.
Fucking creeper!
Yeah, the worst thing to hear when you're out trying to fight is, the capacitor is empty. Aw, crap.
I don't know. The worst for me is that scream that tells you that you've officially went past your armor and are eating whole.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, things are bad.
Yeah.
Oh, Daisy Mare, don't get me started on League of Legends.
I had that happen with on my destroyer. I have a Galente something or other. It's their destroyer. There's only like one per race. Actually, there's two Galente one. One's a really cool looking drone carrier, but this one's just their gunboat, and it looks like a giant B-wing from Star Wars. I thought that was rather cool. But I've gotten down to hull on that point only once, and that was scary. It's like, no, you're my most expensive ship, and I can't replace you if it dies.
You were breaking the #1 rule of Eve.
Don't fly it if you can't afford to lose it. That's right.
Yep.
But it's one of those things that if you do the initial training, you get a destroyer after you do the advanced military training.
Which you have now, like 2.
Yeah, I did the. It turns out you can actually do the Amar starting quest too. So I have Amar versions of several of the combat starting ship, and if I wanted to, I could go and get another, their explorator ships and all that, the frigates. No reason to, but hey,
Yeah.
free ships.
I'm at the point now where I just need to figure out like what agents I need to start working with, and like stay and helping out a specific corporation so that I end up like gaining reputation with that corporation. So
Yeah. Well, there is that one training mission, Biomech, where they're like, all right, you're going to have to make a stand. And by make a stand, they're like, all right, you're going to totally die.
yeah.
Your ship's going to get blown up, but you're sent to go do that.
And then you broke it.
Well, it's a good thing that Concord doesn't investigate insurance fraud, because on both those missions I just went, all right, I'm going to go platinum insure these, and when they get storyline blown up, I'll just reap the insurance profits.
Yay, insurance.
Well, I learned rather quickly because I did do some wiki looking, and they're like, platinum insure your stuff because odds are within 30 days your stuff's going to get blown up and you'll need to buy it. And I'm like, you know what? That sounds pretty smart, especially for my Vexor. It cost me 25 mil, and at the time I certainly didn't have another 25 mil to replace it if it got popped.
Yes.
So now that's less of a problem.
Oh, Starry, is that your castle? Or did you want to show everybody your castle?
It's not done.
Oh, that's not. Well, but show them what you have so far.
Okay. That's
Also, by the way, on the
solid left
on the Minecraft server, I have fiercely neglected Canterlot. So
Well, you need this little weird.
I know that's great. That's the snowball fight.
I don't know how it works.
Okay, so what you do is you literally have two sides, one person or one team on one side, one person or team on the other. You can't move past the middle, but what you do is you take a shovel off all the snowballs on your side, and the basis is that you need to kill the other team.
So it's like dodgeball.
It's like dodgeball, except with snowballs that kill you.
Looks weird for my castle, but you're my boyfriend, so I'll leave it.
Listen, it's increasing your property values, all right?
You say so.
It is.
This is my castle. It's not
This is
finished.
Starry's castle. It's not finished. I'm gonna, since in case you guys can't hear her. Yeah, you're very far away, honey. She's got a pit that she throws me into each night, and this is her carpet that she's made, and then she's got another one on this side. She's got a pumpkin in the middle of the floor, cuz thing.
It's brighter than the stupid torches, and I was tired of creepers popping up. I made a chandelier. It's kind of ugly though.
Yeah, Starry doesn't like her chandelier. Have you finally fixed the like monsters and creepers just suddenly popping in your house?
I think so. I haven't had a big problem yet, but I can really stop Enderman actually.
Yeah, well, you can't stop Enderman.
But
And one of the things that you make progress by your training, and then the progress is it's always going, and as you get better, you can earn more space bucks in less time. I've played for a week now and teched up very specifically, even though I kind of made some missteps. So now I can use the top tier of the basic miners, which means I can get a full load of ore in 15 minutes as opposed to 25, which would, if I needed cash, double my income per hour if I could find the rocks, which would mean I could fund a better ship faster because prices do scale up pretty high pretty fast. It's a player-driven economy. It's a player-driven world. There are missions you can do, PvE missions that send you into basically miniature space dungeons. They're not really dungeons, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's been part of what I've been doing with my exploration, has just been trying to find all these wormholes. And you get to this part, these pieces of space, and you're like, I'm frightened to death because I don't know what is out here.
Yeah. And if you do, see, and the thing is, Rex, is if you do die, so if your ship gets blown up, you pop out in your like escape pod, your capsule, and you can
Escape.
escape. Or if you're fighting a jerk and who wants to be a jerk, they can blow you up. And at that point, you go to your previous clone. And you purchase regular clones. I mean, it costs more money to get the higher grade clones, but they store your skill ability. And only if you don't have a high enough rated clone, you won't lose any progress.
Right. So the basis is ensure everything.
Yeah. Make sure that your butt is covered and don't take risks. You're not afraid to lose that. You know.
What the heck did you do, Starry?
Because it's totally possible to, one thing is you can get scammed, but when it comes to...
How did you get their heads?
But when it comes to, like, your actual space bucks, nobody can take that unless you give it to them. So...
Starry's house has turned into a place of horror. She's putting heads on the wall.
Rex, if somebody targeted you, they could make the game rather unplayable. But generally people aren't going to bother you unless you have a big old bounty on your head.
Mm-hmm. And if you think about it, if somebody is being that to you, you can put a bounty on them
and get them killed.
And then people will go after them. That's kind of the crazy thing about this thing, is that you have ways of doing. There are people with several billion ISK, which is their money, several billion dollars worth, several billion ISK, if you can take them down.
Yep. All right. I have a full load BO. I'll be back.
Yep.
With the efficiency that I have, I can now carry about 900,000 per load.
Yep.
And 900,000 is, a small ship. Looking for a frigate of the Earthelite. So, I mean, and what's good is that if you have no ships, the game does have a provision so that if you go to a station in a pod and have no ship, they will give you a basic starter ship to get your butt somewhere else safer.
And you can always just use your pod.
Yeah. But your pod is also extremely fragile.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know what this is about. Let's see. This is number 9. Looks like a story about Fleetfoot.
Yeah, I saw that. Fleetfoot has a crush on Big Mac.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I'm like, really?
Fleetfoot's one of the Wonderbolts.
She was referenced in not Suited for Success. Sweet and Elite.
But yeah, this is a really interesting. Wow,
wow, she's hardy hardcore. And what's interesting is, like, you see Pinky and Rarity or Pinky and Twilight are crying, but then also Fluttershy is really crying, and
Rainbow Dash just doesn't get it.
She's like, what's the big deal? But I'm thinking more, it's like Fluttershy is the one crying because she's supposed to be with Big Mac. Oh no! OTP's destroyed.
And Dash gets absolutely just like, well, I don't know what's up with this.
She's like, dudes.
Some of these pictures, like the wow, and then just them getting old and having, and then just the little children. Wow, that's wild.
Let's see, jumps, best price. Really? There's some idiot buying solid Pyoceros at 0.01 ISK a unit. set up at a jump away, and I'm like, why would anybody do that? That's ridiculous. Let's see, that's a 7 ISK per unit difference. But the closest one that's paying decently is
Sandy has
7.
gotten so good at this. I'm just like, I go into space and I make the probes go and find me things.
Yeah, what's good is the Kernite that I found was selling 12% over market. So I made a little bit extra there. So I don't feel as bad getting paid 7% below market on the solid Pyrozeros because the other stuff's way more valuable. And let's see, was that about $1 million? That was about $1 million.
Oh God, I love this Dragon High comic that Dusty linked.
Yeah.
I especially love
That's right
Dash's
at
face
900.
at the end. Hold on, I'm posting this in the chat.
I'd forgot to mention it during the podcast proper, but yeah, that was my other thing that linked in there.
Dash's face at the end is the best. Da!
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things that if you can math, warp to member within 10 kilometers. Flying back your way, Bio. It's one of those things that if you can do a little math, it's like trying to figure out what's the most efficient way to pack your hold. You know, it's like, all right, this one's valued at this much ISK per unit, but it's this big, and then this stuff is valued at this per unit, but it's actually a lot smaller, so it can be worth more if you do it right.
You're going to have to teach me to Eve better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just a matter of what are you...
Really, when it comes down to it, what I would enjoy to do is to explore, and where Sandy is going for the mining side of things, I would like to do more of the hacking and archaeology side of things.
Mm-hmm. Well, right now I'm teching up till I can actually do that better. I do have survey decently high, so I could totally go and do that stuff with you.
Right.
But I could also show up and serve as like a protection.
That would be good,
You know.
because I really don't have much of that right now. I also, we should probably figure out if like yours would probably be good if you did mining and scavenge. Some of the high slot ones, and I could do hacking or archaeology, which would be some of the low scanner ones, or just however. I don't know. I have no clue when it comes to this stuff right now.
Yeah. But it makes you think in a lot of different ways, and because it gives you market information for a lot of other places nearby within your region, you can totally figure out that, all right, well, if I'm going to mine this, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And make sure that I, maximize your profit per time,
Yeah. Biomech, I don't think we're planning on making a corp at the most. I mean, I kind of played with the idea, but then it was like, all right, so I'll need to set up a third character that can be the corp organizer, so that, and then I was just like, this is going down a really bad rat hole.
Well, you said you were a fan of Giant Bomb. Have you thought of joining their corp?
I actually do have a character in Kiteco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got my actual Bill Nighy is actually in Kiteco, so.
Wait, did you say Bill Nye?
Yeah, Bill Nighy, not Bill Nye, but Bill Nighy. Bill Nighy actually is, if you remember the father from, actually he's got two roles that you would remember him from: the father in Shaun of the Dead, and he was also, I believe, Kane in the Underworld movies.
Oh, okay.
So he pretty much, because I hit the randomizer and it looked like him, I went, that's Bill Nye. So,
Bill Nayslater, yes.
Yeah, so
really?
I created that character. It's actually Bill Nighy Mayatsu or something, and I was like, whatever.
Well, because they random.
Yeah, they added a last name to it, and I was like, whatever, that's fine by me.
the asteroid is depleted. Oh, man. Yeah, this particular belt is pretty mined out because there's also 2 other retrievers here with their big, scary strip miners getting all the good stuff.
Let me see. Someone's saying he was Davy Jones.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is my character's name is Sandy Grazier, which is the name of which is Sandy as the Sandy the pony. His actual name is Sandy Grazier because Grazier is French for farmer. The more you know.
Yes, he actually was Davy Jones. That is correct.
Oh.
Oh, was he? Damn. Well, he has a nice thin face to work with all that makeup.
Yeah, so he was Davy Jones. He's been in Doctor Who. He's one of those actors that's in everything, and you've seen him a billion times before, but you kind of go like, oh, him, what's his name?
That dude.
That guy.
Yep. Oh. And at some point, I need to tech up my Amar frigate to 3 so I can fly that destroyer I got.
Mm.
At least I got my lasers up. Big, scary infrared beams that can tag you from 15 kilometers out.
Yep.
On a frigate.
All right, guys. Oh, well.
I was going to say, I'm definitely much more of a fan of the I'm shooting you from really, really far away, and then I'll come loot your corpse, than I am of the
get in close and personal.
Get in close and punch people.
See, I'm just used to using the interceptors right now, so getting in close and personal is what I like to do.
Yeah. That's why I slap the iron, hybrid charge iron. It does absolute crap damage, but it increases your max effective range by 60%. So it's like if they can't get close enough to you, you can just shoot them enough times that they die.
Words to live by.
Yes. Reach out and touch someone.
If you kill
with a real
them,
gun.
If you kill them, they will die.
If you die in Eve, you die in space. So we can kill the stream, but if we're gonna do some Eving, we might want to.
We might hide ourselves from.
People die when they're killed?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Well,
no.
I'm actually on call this weekend, so I need to check out and make sure that stuff isn't gone crazy. So, but if I do something, I'll probably give you a call a little later, and we can.
Yeah, I'm actually supposed to go down to Acon. Because, well, Bob is. I'm supposed to go to this Brony meetup, but I don't know if they're going to be checking badges. Because I don't want to pay $45 to go to one event.
Someone's asking how much does Eve cost? $15 a month.
It's $15 a month, but
Yep.
they have a thing where it's $30 for 3 months, and you get some starter stuff for free.
Yep. And Sandy, there are some things that allow you free 21-day passes to play the game, so you can enjoy that and try it out for a few days. I will tell you one thing about Eve. You are going to be spending equal amount of time reading and understanding how to play the game as you will playing it. Because that is a exceptionally deep game. And you just have to kind of know going into it of you're going to want to kind of read and think and figure out what you want to do the beginner quests. It's in no way it is no way as easy to approach as World of Warcraft. You're not going to have a big glowing yellow exclamation point across anybody's head.
Yep. And you have to look around after you do the initial stuff to find agents that will have the job that you want to do. And apparently you can request missions from most people forever. So I've done I did one chain twice, once in my destroyer and then once in my cruiser. And it was way easier in my cruiser, that was certain. It just took a lot longer to loot the cans.
Just like, I gotta crawl to get to them. Oh wow, someone created a Titan in Minecraft.
Really?
Yeah, Sketchy just posted that.
Oh crap. The link kind of broke a little.
Yeah, you kind of have to just copy and paste.
Yeah. Huh.
Oh, wow.
That doesn't look like a Titan that I recognize, but it certainly is impressive.
I agree. I'm not entirely sure that's to scale, because Titans are enormous.
No, it's just a really cool looking spaceship that they made. That's really impressive. It looks actually more like a carrier of some sort.
Yep.
But it's got lots of rock guns that are vaguely shaped.
Oh, I appreciate that whoever linked this, a missing pony put the link to the thing that I was referencing before. People die if they are killed. He wouldn't die even if we killed him. It's all the terrible dubbings where
An attacking Titan. Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to build a Titan from Attack on Titan in Minecraft. If it'll have like stairs up to its mouth, and if you jump in, it's a lava pit inside.
No,
You
this is a terrible hole. I don't want to pilot this.
Ugh. Why pilot a Titan? That's terrifying. Yeah, Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah. That series, ooh. People die a lot.
Oh, yes. There's actually a video floating around where they replaced all of the Titans with little Moe girls as they're going around eating one. And one of the best scenes is when the girl's hiding out in the alley, and the Titan picks them up from the first episode, and they replaced that girl with Mommy from whatchamacallit, from Magica.
Wow.
And that scene, it was.
Well, there is that one during like episode 5 where that one girl slams into the wall and this super chibi-eyed Titan shows up.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, what? But yeah, people die a lot.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and call this for now. I need to go ahead and check and see how things are at work. I'm sure Starry will jump on and still be making stuff on in her little castle. So if you want to harass her, please do. That's Zyro's server. So if you wanted to, it's ZyroTR1, I believe, .com.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so if you wanted to jump in there, ZyroTR1, and I believe it's still Spitfire1?
Probably. I think it's Spitfire.
Spitfire is the password. So if you wanted to jump in there, you totally can go to that and play and don't break Starry's things, because then she gets really mad at me like I did it.
Yes. Well, it is always your fault, AC.
It tends to be. Because I said it. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and call this. Starry, if you could stop the recording. We will catch you all next week, and we'll do more of this. We've got, I believe our guest is Equestria, correct?
Yep, we'll be talking to those guys.
All right, cool beans.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, good having you, man.
Have a good one.
All right, let's call this. Bye, kids.
Adios.
Hit the recording, baby. And stop the stream.